amazing force for good, for civilization, and for raising people's standards of living. So why should we have to pay for doing that? Surely we should be paid.
I think that's a very bold question to ask a strong black woman on your channel, Jacob. And I'll actually pose a question to you. Would you say that about Jews? So I'll just give the context. First and foremost, one could easily argue that the Jewish community, the Israeli Jews, benefited from the Holocaust. And
But I don't think you could. I think
allow me
that's
to finish.
well,
Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. Let me bring
I like
it
this
home.
lady still.
Let me bring it home. Let me bring it home. They benefited from Holocaust and Hitler due to the fact that they were given the state of Israel. Their life expectancy improved, and last but not least, their GDP improved. Israel's GDP improved as a result of Germany giving reparations in 1952. So would you say on national TV about the Jews that they should be happy and should be thanking Hitler and the Holocaust, Amy and David, for what they have gone through because they have benefited in terms of money? I would argue that Amy and David, Jacob wouldn't say this about Jews, but he's saying it about black people. So let me know what you're saying here, Jacob.
All right. I'm just going to say it like this, First of all, big up that lady, yeah? Handled yourself very well. That was such a cheeky and disrespectful question. Now.
No, but but Mark, before we even go over it, you say you can answer yourself without getting loud and, you know what I mean? That's how you shut down someone with grace and facts,
Yeah, man, when you're on TV, you got to know how to carry yourself, which that lady done beautifully. Now, the way I look at it is like this, like there's a lot of conversation around reparations right now, enough conversation.
For those that don't know, sorry, Mark.
Break it down.
It's Caribbean reparations.
Caribbean reparations, most definitely. That's the reparations. That's what we're dealing with.
Or trying to.
Now, when I go back to Jamaica, and we take a look around at the infrastructure and everything like that. I mean, what would you say? This guy's talking about, we fixed up these economies and all of that. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You actually left these places worse than they would have been. And now you might as well say that it's like we're looking to be colonized by another part of the world now, who are now coming in and doing
little... talking them Jackie Chan, man.
But let's keep this thing 1,000. They didn't do nothing for these Caribbean countries. So yes, reparations are needed immediately. And like people say, I seen shout out to Diane Abbott. I seen Diane Abbott on a panel saying it as it is. She even switched into patware and all of that. So let me tell you this, When I went to Parliament when my mom was getting sworn in, the brother was like, one of the guys there at the time, she's getting sworn in. He's like, yo, I want to show you something. Like, let me show you something cool. So I'm like, yeah, man. Let me take a look. So my man's backed out this like robe thing, like this mad like robe kind of thing, and he said it's from the 1800s.
Okay.
Like it was like some mad medieval cloth thing. It was still in good nick still, but it was one of them, and it even had like the Mozart hat. You know that funny hat, Stephen, like a boat hat, like a paper boat. It had the hat. Now, I say that to say this. These men are constantly talking about the past. They tell us to forget about the past, but they are constantly speaking about the past. Every time the football comes up, you hear about 1966. How do we know? Right now, I can tell you about the Battle of Hastings, or whatever that battle was, we learned it in school.
1066.
I know there's an insurance company called that as well. But 1066, like, it's all about history. Anytime them man have done something that, like, they've been victorious in a war or that can make them look mighty, they promote it.
Never forget.
So they definitely live in the past. So this conversation...
We just need to forget our past.
Exactly. This conversation is very simple, very easy, and very rational. Reparations need to be paid immediately. Now, how that would go about, that's a different conversation. That's not a conversation that I would be at the table for, like how it would work, because that's another question. But most definitely, in some, matter of fact, no, cash. But then again, Stephen, you've broke it down before. They can change what that cash means.
Yeah, overnight, man.
So what would you say? What would you say? Break it down. How can we? Because we need it.
I don't
we definitely need it.
Jaws, you know, I swear.
We need it, Steve, and we need our reparations, man.
Let me just try to think quickly. So we're saying in 2024, what form of reparations would we need?
Yes, that's where I'm at with it.
A percentage. I'm not going to put no numbers out. A percentage would have to be cash or a cash equivalent. So even if it's you know what, if it was me personally, I'd want a mineral mark. I'd want some of God's money in it. If you know what that is, you know what it is. I'm not going to say it. I'd want some of that stuff personally.
From where though?
Say again, sorry.
You mean they give up minerals?
Yeah.
Okay.
So rather than give us dead, well, I was going to say paper, plastic money made from recycled Walker's packets or whatever the hell it's made from now. You give us some of the real thing, you know what I'm saying? I want some God's money. That's what I want. That's what we want.
God's currency.
Yeah, that's what you want. Definitely we need some land, which is free from tax, inheritance tax, any tax you can think of. Land and said rights to build whatever we want on said land. And we should be given a portion of housing probably spread out throughout the country, man. That's what I feel like. Obviously more, but that's just off the top of my head. And
it can be done, you know. No, but it should be done. I don't see that they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it. But the facts are, yeah, our reparations are needed. We're putting too much work. Our ancestors put in too much work, man. They're putting too much work, Stephen.
Can you even call it? We need to come up with a new word because it's not even work, man. Can you get paid if you work? I don't know.
True. No, there was we know what it was, but they definitely need that. Needs to come back. We need that. That has to happen. It has to happen. There's not too much debate we can have about this. Reparations need to happen immediately. I don't even know why this is a conversation. I don't know why this is a conversation. It has to happen. And when man's talking about, we came in and done, you never done nothing, man. You didn't fix up nothing. Things are very, very delayed in those countries. Now, if you're going to ask the question, if that didn't happen, would those countries be further ahead? That's a different conversation.
It's a different conversation entirely.
We can only speak on the facts.
What benefit have you had? Jamaica's still trying to hop along and find its true identity. And when I say that, before people try to come for man, I don't mean cultural identity. I mean identity on the world stage. I mean, and before you say Usain Bolt, me I talk about more than bumbuck like run up and down athletics and music and food. I'm talking about why we not trading. How come we don't hear man about Jamaica's launched this? Let's get some shares of it, and we're not boasting about GDP and you know what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about our culture, which everyone. That's why I get so pissed off, Mark, because the country's been raped how many times over? Oh yeah, because that's why I'm not like you fussy hoes, blood. When some twat from down the road, I try wine to pat one, can't catch a fucking beat. Oh, they're invited to the cookout. I'm not part of that crew, man.
Yeah, man. Or if a man's just a bit different from us, but speaking in our accent,
I'm not here
we push him to the forefront.
You'll be the same twat who back in the day was applauding the African girl for a horrible accent on Bad Girls. You're part of that crew?
Yeah, facts. And then you push him, man, to the forefront to promote all of the products from said region, man.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Please, get the fuck out of here, man.
You got some next geezer, blood. Let me even start.
We don't even need to, man. We don't even need to.
Let me just.
You already know what it is, man.
It's only Thursday.
It's Thursday. We're making it great again.